and welcome to Daytime Blue Ridge. I'm Natalie Fawns, and today I'm joined with Heather O'Brien. She's a horticultural consultant, and she's also planting some beautiful flowers outside of our building because this is the time of year when a lot of people are thinking they're outdoor planters, and a lot of people, like myself, don't know where to start. So Heather's going to talk us through it step by step and offer some tips.
Right. So I'm planting the beds here, or the containers here at WSLS, and what I'm doing is I'm following the thriller, filler, spiller method.
I've heard of this.
Yes.
Okay, so this is very important if you want something that's going to wow, right?
It's really easy to keep in mind so that you can have a perfectly designed container.
Okay, so let's start with our thrillers.
Thrillers are always going to be upright, and some can be grasses and that sort of thing. Today we're using an annual salvia that is called Victoria Blue.
Okay.
And by the end of the season, it'll be about 2 feet tall. It'll be really full and just lots and lots of blue blooms.
Okay, all right. And so the filler, you're doing a super tunia, which I've never heard. I've heard the wave petunias, but not the super tunias.
Yes, super tunias are one of my favorite petunias because they don't have to be deadheaded.
Let's take a look. This is what they look like, right?
This is super tunia right here. I'm getting ready to plant it in the container. It comes in a lot of different colors. You don't have to deadhead it like older petunias used to have to do. It can really stand up to the heat and the rain, and it can grow a massive amount in a short period of time.
Wow. Okay, so consider that. Also consider your sun exposure. Now, right here, we're going to get a lot of sun, right?
Right. It's really hot up here, and the containers are made of brick, so it's going to radiate heat as well.
Okay.
So considering where your container is and what it's made out of, so that when you choose the right plants, you're choosing, like I'm using this plant here, lantana. And lantana is another filler, but it takes heat really well. It grows really prolific in Florida.
Okay.
And so here it's an annual, but I mean, it can really take the beating from the heat.
Okay, so definitely consider that in your space and where things are going to be in the dead of, think of July, middle of July.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need to survive.
You don't have to be hauling out the water can like day and night.
Exactly. All right, let's talk a little bit about soil, because soil is really important. It's one of those things that I don't think much of. I just kind of reuse the same soil, but that's a big no-no, isn't it?
Soil, usually in containers, I suggest people replace the soil every year. There's some reasons to that. The plants that lived there before used a lot of the nutrients and the plant food that was already in the potting soil.
Interesting.
And so if you plant plants this year in it, they may struggle to find what they need to look their best. So that's usually why I say to replace it. This soil, on the other hand, was really nice when I looked at it. It still had a nice dark color. So I amended it with some compost, and then I added some plant food to it.
Which is a shake and feed.
This is a shake and feed, and this one is a bloom booster, so it has a little bit higher phosphorus, which actually signals the plant to put out blooms.
Oh, okay.
So putting one, you don't want anything with a super high amount of phosphorus because it could damage other systems, but if it's a little bit higher, I think this one is a 10-16-10, that will put out some nice blooms all throughout. Whenever it gets watered, it'll just slowly release a tiny amount every time it's watered.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. And then also think about the way you plant in the ground, right? I usually just take it out of the planter and just stick it in.
Right. So let me show you. This Victoria Blue here. I see a lot of this happen because people take their annuals out when they've died, and it look like this, right? And you don't want to plant, you don't want to just pull it out of the pot and plop it in the ground. The roots are used to growing kind of around this square shape, and they need to grow down, because if they continue growing around, they'll struggle. They might even choke out itself.
Oh.
So if you can...
so show us real quick what you would do there. Okay, so you're going to break that up.
I'm going to break it up. Okay, make sure it's wet.
Yeah.
It makes it a little easier. I'm doing it loosely, but I'm not... You don't have to be like the most gentle at it. I'm just kind of lightly using my thumb.
And you're not hurting the root system at all.
No, actually, this will breaking some of the roots will encourage more root growth.
Oh.
So see how I have it going downward?
Yes.
The roots. So then I'll dig my hole, which I haven't dug yet, and then when I put it in, I want these roots to point downward. I don't want them to like flop over. I want them to be pointed down before I fill it in.
Okay, and then also think about your design. What we're going to do here is, what, the NBC Peacock?
Yes, I designed these containers for Channel 10, and I chose colors from the Peacock because it's easy. They're kind of primary colors. You know?
Right.
So I took yellow from the lantana. I used red from the petunias, blue from the salvia, and then the green I used this our spiller, which is a sweet potato vine.
Well, Heather, it looks great already. So thank you so much for offering all these tips. We certainly appreciate it. And of course, people can contact you if they're interested in getting more information.
Yeah, you can look me up on Facebook under the Fanatical Botanical.
Okay, or give you a call or email you.
Right. Yes.
All right, Heather, thank you.